What's up guys, welcome to the channel. In today's video I'm going to talk about why traders fail, why traders are not profitable, and especially why traders don't make it with our strategy. We learn price action. I know there are thousands of videos like this out there, mistakes trader made, why you don't make it as a trader, why you should do this or that. And I understand I'm going to say some general things, but I'm also going into depth about things I value a lot, and also things that in price action are very important. First of all, like and subscribe. Surely if you're new to the channel, I'll really appreciate that. And let's get into the video. Many of these examples I already made videos of, separate videos or videos paused in the beginner course or the trading course. So surely make sure you go to the channel and check these videos out. But I first want to start this with number one, and that's risk management. You know, say, oh, the boring one, risk management, but yes, it is important. Risk management, if you don't calculate your position size or don't say this is my set risk, then you're already doing something wrong. Maybe you're profitable at the moment, but you won't be long term. And you can think that I'm lying, that I'm speaking bullshit, that I just don't want to see you doing well. But it's the truth. If you don't calculate your risk, your position size, every trade, and you're just putting in whatever feels like it, one bad trade can blow your account, a couple of bad trades, a couple of mistakes can blow your account. And a question I always ask people is, because to know if their risk management is good, if they calculate their positions correctly. Let's say I trade with 50x leverage, and I want to take the same trade but with 100x leverage. Will my P&L, so my profit or loss, change? If your answer is yes, so if you trade with 50x leverage or 100x leverage, your profit or loss will change, then you're not applying risk management or playing with leverage correctly. Leverage should only influence how much margin you put in yourself. If I calculate my position size, that is my position size. Then I just see how much leverage I need with how much margin I have left, and that's my leverage. Leverage does not change my position size or my P&L. So that's something very important. If you don't understand this, I made a whole separate video on risk management, so make sure to check that out on the channel. But that's very important. If you say I don't trade with 50x leverage or 100x leverage because it's a lot, and I don't want to make that much or lose that much, then you're not applying leverage correctly. The second one, also a basic one, but discipline. If you treat trading like a side hustle or something you have to do or you feel like doing or other people are doing, you're not going to make it. Trading is not like a side hustle like vintage reselling or whatever. You can do a couple of weeks, make some money and leave. You're not going to be profitable in a couple of weeks. You have to stick to it, show discipline and put in the hours. Even worse about no discipline is changing strategies. If you're at the start, you may feel overwhelmed, but you have to stick to one strategy. We're at the channel, we learn price action as mentioned already. Do you have to change price action? No, you do what you want. If you want to do with indicators or ICT or order flow or whatever, you do you. It's just important that at the start you stick to one. And even at the start, if you feel like it's not working or it's not for you, stick to it. Of course, maybe not every strategy is for everyone, but still stick to it a couple of days, weeks, start learning it. Because if you say after the first lesson or after the first info you read, so for me I'm going to switch, and then you switch again, and then you're going to mix up, and especially, or at least don't learn from different strategies. Next up is making the switch from learning the theory to already practicing or trading. And that's maybe more specific for price action. I don't really know how that switches in all strategies, but this is already more into price action. You can learn all the theory. You can look at examples I give, at trades I took with the theory. You can learn all the theory, and literally the theory surely in price action is not difficult. If you read all the courses I put on, and that's not a lot, or watch all the videos, you know, like 80 to 85 to 90% of pure knowledge, of pure theory, what I know. Of course, every trading strategy requires some experience, and your edge comes in with experience and data. But still, the theory is not difficult. But then making the switch from just seeing, oh yeah, this setups make sense, or I have to look at these levels, but then going to trading, if you're going to the charts and actually looking for those setups, that is a very big switch to make. And my opinion here is, my take here is, you don't have to wait until you learned all the theory, looked at 1,000 examples. Maybe people who are underage, they say, oh, I'm learning now, I'm 16, I'm going to start trading when I'm 18, ready. No, it won't work like that. If you just learn only for 2 years and then just start after 2 years, you don't have to expect to be profitable. Even if you looked at 1,000 examples, even if you watch content and you say, oh, perfect, I see it, yes, but then doing it in practice in the future or right now is going to be very difficult. So my tip there is start practicing yourself, looking for setups yourself already. You don't have to trade yet. I advise you don't start with paper trading but with real money, but very small phase after you start learning the basic theory, already go into the charts, do your homework, do your research, already look at things, and then start with paper trading while finishing the course or the thing you're learning from. Next up, we have my favorite, journaling. I've mentioned it 1,000 of times. And also, in my opinion, I also mentioned that if you journal correctly, you don't have to do those boring backtest sessions in the weekends. Backtesting, if you don't know what that means, is basically going back in time and looking at what setups you would have taken and how they would turn out. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm more fan of literally, as I mentioned, journal your trades. And after you did 50 trades or 100 trades or X amount of trades, you literally look back at all your trades, what went well, what went wrong. Maybe after 100 trades, you see in 30 trades, my stop loss was too tight, and then you improve that. But journaling is very important. If you journal, you will improve, you will see what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right. Maybe even more important, of course, what you're doing right, that you can focus on that. And also, it it creates a clarity in your mind, like a peace of mind, because when you don't journal, you're losing, especially if you're losing, you don't know what you're doing wrong. You feel stuck. You feel like you're not progressing, even though you're putting in the hours. While if you journal, you can exactly see. Maybe it's not that easy to see. It's not like you're going to see, oh, this is the mistake, and then if I don't do this, I'm going to be profitable. Of course not, but you can see patterns of the time and then improve that. And it also creates a clarity, as mentioned, so you know that you're working towards something and that you can actually review your mistakes. Because if you don't journal, you don't know your mistakes, and you can't improve anything. And my final tip is your ego. Please keep your ego down. Surely if you start trading, don't expect to make money. And more important about your ego is, don't think that profitable traders or other people who don't trade will judge you on your losses. They will judge you. But every trader, everyone in every single business, most of the businesses, they lose money at the start. They will lose trades. If you're a trader, if you have a business, you will lose money on whatever. If you're a trader, you're going to lose money, you're going to make mistakes. That's part of the process. You don't have to protect your ego saying, I know I'm going to make some mistakes and lose money, so I'm not going to do that, because then people think, or yourself, you think, I'm not good in this, I can't do this exactly like I want, I'm not going to do this because that will hurt my ego. You have to put your ego aside for a second and just push through, because as mentioned also with the side hustle thing, trading is not a side hustle you can do for a couple of weeks or even months. You have to stick to it and dedicate not your life, I would say, it's not that serious, but still dedicate a lot of your time, effort and energy into trading. So that was it, guys. Not a very long video, I think, but still a couple of things I wanted to mention. As mentioned, if you're new to the channel, a lot of these things are more explained in depth in other episodes on the channel, so make sure to check that. Join the Discord, PA Trading Discord, almost 450 members right now. Nice to interact and of course network with other traders, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.